Well, it had to happen sooner or later. Winter is here. Finally, middle of February. We got a lot of snow here in my Zone 5B garden, and there is more underway. In fact, we're under a winter storm advisory as I speak. I can feel the temperature dropping. The birds and the squirrels are frantically stocking up to get ready for the additional snow. And I still have, believe it or not, some garden tasks. That's the way I think of them. Some things to do this time of year in this weather to make sure that my wildlife garden is still thriving. It's about taking care of all the little ones. Let me show you what I mean. We've got about 4 or 5 inches of snow, but you know what? Still in this weather, the birds continue to feed, the squirrels continue to feed. I see the possum. Believe it or not, there's a raccoon that shows up once in a while. And the feral cats still show up. I mean, they got to eat. So I don't know where they come from or where they live. I just know they're in this neighborhood. So I do take care of them. I noticed the little paw prints in the snow here leading up. So I scooped a little bit of snow out, and I noticed they follow it. So I scooped a little path here because I know they come from somewhere over here. I don't know where. But anyway, there must be a feral cat colony around here. So the rabbits continue. Goodness knows the mice are out no matter what the weather, and I imagine that's why the feral cats keep coming back. But I also have a heated weather-proof house for them up front, which I keep checking. And I make sure that my wildlife friends and the ferals still have a water source they can turn to that doesn't freeze. So I stay on top of that. I shoveled this little path here so that they can go from wherever it is that they come from on the south end and, can still come for the food and water when the worst of it hits. Let's take a look. I see the little paw prints across my driveway. That's how I know they come here. And it's not just possum. Although the good thing with snow on the ground, at least I can tell the difference between birds and mice and cats. Okay, so they go on up here. And again, paw prints. But this is the house that has some straw to stay warm. I never find them here during the day, but I think if they do come at night and a blizzard hits, they've got someplace warm and dry to stay. And when the sun's out, I notice them up on top. This is a warming blanket, which I keep shaking the snow off of to keep it dry. Okay, and I do seed it with catnip, which helps. And this is a plug-in frost-free bird waterer. But I see all kinds of creatures come and take a drink from that, and just some dry cat food. When the weather's nicer, I put some wet food out, but I have to closely monitor this because I don't want to encourage raccoons or, heaven forbid, coyotes. Now, I haven't seen any in the neighborhood, nor has our wildlife cameras caught any of that. But I found a neighbor say that there is one somewhere around. So I don't know. But anyway, I keep on top of this one for the ferals. I also keep some suet and some bird feed stocked for the birds that winter here because it gets pretty rough. The winters are pretty rough. So I do keep those stocked up. And the same in the backyard. And it's just, it's just part of being, I think, a steward in a wildlife garden. I'm planting more and more pollinator plants so that hopefully there'll be enough of, seeds on plants to naturally feed the birds. But, the reality is my wildlife, my lawn, my garden, isn't nearly big enough to sustain plants like that would feed an entire wildlife population of birds that tend to come to my yard. If we got rid of the lawn, which hubby would never go for, and just planted all pollinators, then yeah, maybe. To be continued. We'll see what happens on that note. But in the meantime, yes, we've got lawn, which is about keeping the peace, but we've also got a lot of pollinator plants, a lot of plants that have winter seed heads, and I keep the stems intact and hopefully the berries intact. And once that stuff runs out, then yes, I start feeding the birds. I do that. So we'll just kind of see. It's just part of a wildlife garden, I think. But weather like this, when it's so cold, it's kind of nice to think about dreaming of spring, warmer, more colorful times to come. So on that note, let's take a brief respite. I think we got, 11 inches where I live. There are other parts of the state that got slightly more. Ay, era one. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm Lori, the Milkweeds and Roses gardener. We'll have more yet to come, but just thinking warm thoughts to get through these cold days of winter. I look forward to seeing you soon.